Hello, everybody. A very good morning to one and all. Myself, Leela Hole, working as assistant professor in Coxit College. Hello, friends. Today I am going to teach you the concept of classification of computers. So, let us study the classification of computers. But before studying the classification, we will once again revise the concept of computer. What is computer? Computer is an electronic device which accepts the data from user, process it and gives the required output. Why the computer is called electronic device? See here, because the operation of computer depends on electric power supply and it has three functions. First, at first the computer will accept the data, take the data from user. Second, it will process the data. Here processing has two meanings. First, it will convert user language into computer readable language, that is binary language 0 and 1. Second meaning of processing is that it will perform the operation on the given data ordered by the user, and finally it will give the required output. So that's why we can say that computer is an electronic device that accepts the data from user, process it and gives the required output. Now we will study the classification of computers. So in this topic of unit first of basics of computer system, there are 8 types of computers that we are going to study in detail one by one. Number 1, personal computer. Second, notebook computer. Third, client and server computer or model. Fourth, workstation computer. Fifth, supercomputer. Sixth, mainframe computer. Seventh, mini computer. And number 8, microcomputer. So let us study all these computers in detail one by one. Number 1, personal computer. So personal computer, in short, it is called PC, or PC means personal computer. The name itself indicates that it is a single user system. Means what? This computer is used by only one user at a time. That's why it is called personal computer. It is designed to fit on single office table. Means the personal computer is designed in such a way that it can be placed, it can be fit on single office table. It is not portable, means we cannot carry the personal computer from one place to another place just like a laptop, okay, while working on it. Okay, while using the computer, we cannot carry from one place to another place. That's why it is not portable. Next, it is designed to meet the personal needs of a person at home and offices. So, it is designed to meet the needs of a person at home or offices. That's why we can see personal computer everywhere in school, colleges, offices, banks, hospitals, etc. Generally, personal computers has system, unit, keyboard, mouse and monitor. So these are the general parts of any personal computer. Here system unit is a box called cabinet. The cabinet consists of what? Motherboard, which is called as system board or circuit board. On the motherboard there are different chips, there are different ICs such as CPU, ROM, RAM. Okay, so I will show you the diagram of motherboard board on which there is a IC of CPU. Here you can place the RAM, ROM chips. Okay, so this is motherboard. Okay, so see here also this system unit has different drives such as CD drive, DVD drive, hard disk drive, USB drive, etc. So these are the drives where we place the CD or DVD or hard disk or a pen drive, okay, and we can play them. Means we can make them on and we can have the music, movies, etc. Okay, And also the system unit has ports. Ports means the connection points where we connect the keyboard, mouse, printer, speaker, scanners, web camera, etc. So here we can connect the different types of input output devices to the ports of system unit. Okay. Next, there are two types of personal computer model, PC model. Number one, desktop model. Number two, tower model. So in desktop model, the monitor is placed at the top of the CPU or system unit. So I will show you in desktop model, always the monitor is at the top of the CPU. CPU is at the bottom and monitor is at the top. So this type of personal computer is called desktop computer. What is tower model? Here, the system unit means CPU is placed at the side, at the top, or at the bottom of the monitor. So, see here, in tower model, the CPU can be at the side, at the top, or at the bottom of the monitor. So, this is called tower model. Okay. The operating systems used in PC are MS Windows, Windows NT, network technology, Linux, Unix, etc. So these are the most popularly used operating system in the personal computer. The manufacturers of PC are HP, Dell, Toshiba, Apple, Lenovo, Siemens, Compaq, etc. So these are the manufacturing companies which manufacture the personal computer. Personal computers generally cost from few tens of thousands to about few lakhs of rupees. So cost is from thousands of rupees to lakhs of rupees of personal computer. So here we have completed personal computer, which is a single user system. Okay. Number second, we are going to see the notebook computer. The notebook computers are portable computers. Means these computers we can carry from one place to another place just like a laptop while working on it. Okay. And they are mainly designed for the use of those people who require computing power wherever they go. Means wherever any person requires computing power, calculating power, of computer, there we can use the notebook computer. Means while traveling, the person can use the notebook computer and can have their work. So that is the meaning here. The name is notebook computer because its size is just like a notebook, that is very small, 8.5 inch into 11 inch. 8.5 inch, this is the width, and 11 inch, this is the length of notebook computer. So we from this size we can know that notebook computers are very small in size. It is designed in such a way that it can easily fit inside a briefcase. So notebook computers, by folding them, we can place easily placed in the briefcase. Okay. Also, they are light in weight, that is 2 kg. Because of its size and light in weight, notebook computers can easily carry from one place to another place while traveling. So, as the notebook computers are light in weight and small in size, so we can easily carry from one place to another place while traveling, and we can also work on them. These are called laptop PCs because the notebook computers have same processing power and storage capacity. That's why these are called laptop PCs. But notebook computers are small and costly 2 to 3 times than the laptop. So these are small, but their cost is high, 2 to 3 times as compared to the laptops. Okay, this is the difference. Notebook computers are foldable, means you can fold them just like laptop along with keyboard to look like a notebook. So these look like a notebook because we can fold it. Okay, when they are not in use. So folding is done whenever notebook computers are not in use. So they look like a notebook. They use full size keyboard, monitor, small flat screen, trackball, and instead of mouse, they use the trackball. Okay. They can be connected in any network to download or to access the information. So notebook computers are connected in the network for downloading or for accessing the information. Also, they are light in weight, that is 2 kg. Because of its size, light in weight, notebook computers can be easily carried from one place to another place while traveling. Just now I have told you. So they can carried away from one place to another place. Okay. They are also used in the places where no power supply is there. For example, train and aeroplane. So they operate on batteries, where they operate on batteries. So you know that notebook computer, laptops, they are operate on batteries. That's why they can be used anywhere, in trains also, in what we can say aeroplanes also, because they have the batteries, they operate on batteries. When notebook computers are fully charged, then they can be used for 5 to 6 hours. Whenever they are fully charged, notebook computers are fully charged, they can be used for 5 to 6 hours without power supply. Means they will use the saved power supply of the battery. The operating systems of these computers are MS-DOS, Unix, or Windows. But nowadays, I told you, MS-DOS is not used. Okay, they are mainly used for word processing, means MS Word, to make the documents, spreadsheets, such as what we can say MS Access, Excel, in which you can make the mark sheet or anything calculation. Okay, data entry while traveling, and also to make presentation by connecting them with the word projectors. So we will have the presentation by using notebook computer also, with along with projectors. So both are same. Personal computer and notebook computers are same, because they have same processing power, same CPU, same storage capacity. But the main difference is that notebook computers are small in size, costly, light in weight, okay, as compared to personal computer. So these are the advantages and drawbacks of notebook computers as compared to personal computers. Okay, but you can understand from the notebook computer, these are similar to laptops. Okay, so I will show you the diagram. Notebook computer and laptop will have the same diagram, but notebook computers are small in size, light in weight, and costly as compared to laptops. Okay, this is the difference between laptop and notebook computer. But by saying this, you cannot make the difference between laptop and notebook computers. So again, what are the differences between laptop and notebook computer? Notebook computer is portable and extremely light in weight. Laptop is portable and provides same capabilities as desktop computer. Okay, so laptop computer has the same capacities to as like the desktop computer. Okay, next, laptops have higher processing power, whereas notebook computer processing power is less, lower. Laptops are heavier in weight as compared to notebook. Notebook computers are light in weight. Laptops have more processing power, more graphics power, but notebook computers have minimal graphics subsystem. Okay, or power you can say. Then laptops have integrated DVD drive, means inside inbuilt drive, DVD drive, but notebook computers do not have inbuilt DVD drive, that is integrated DVD drive. Okay, now laptops have cooling fans for cooling purpose, so that less heat is dissipated, means the heat is released less amount. But notebook computers do not have cooling capabilities as like laptop, so they get heated. Okay, so this is the difference between laptop and notebook computers. Number third, client and server model. Okay, now see here, this is a purely role based classification of computer. Why it is called purely role based classification of computer? Because here it consists of two computers, that is two types of computers, that is client and server, and both have the different role, so these are called role-based classification of computers. The name indicates that this model consists of two types of computer, client and server. Just I have told you, client and server model consists of two types of computer, client and server. With the increased popularity of computer network, it has become possible to connect number of computers in a network in order to share the data, information, resources such as printers and scanner. So see here, with the increase in popularity of computer networks, a number of computers can be connected in a network in order to share the data, information and resources such as printers and scanners. So client and server model provides the networking. So what is client? Client is the computer which makes the request for the service, that is resources. Okay, I will show you in the diagram. See here, this is client server model. These are the clients which makes the request for service to the server. So the computers which makes the request for service to the server, that are called clients. Okay. So there are different types of clients such as PC, smartphone or laptop. So I will show you different types of clients can be. This is laptop, smartphone or desktop computers or personal computers. Okay, so these are the clients, different types of clients. And who runs the client? The client is run by the user. So client is run by the user. And at client side only one language is used, that is HTML, hypertext markup language. So this language is used at the client side. Number second, server. So this is the second type of computer used in client server model. The computer which provides the service, resources, called as server. So which computer will be called as server? See in the diagram. This is the computer which provides the service, which gives the service, means data, resources, we call it, that computer is called server. Okay. So that means server is run by the head of the network, that is called administrator. So who is administrator? It is the head of the networking department. So always the server is run by the administrator. The languages used at server side are many more, such as Java, PHP, C, CPP, Python, VB.NET, C Sharp, etc. So these are the different languages which are used at the server side. The server converts the stored information into HTML for the user. So here server converts the stored information to HTML, hypertext markup language. Okay. So because why the server converts all these languages into HTML? Because at client side only one language is used, HTML, to make the web pages. Okay. That's why server converts all the stored information in different language into HTML. There are different types of servers such as file server. This server provides central storage facility for number of files of user. So number of files of user can be stored in the file server, okay, which provides the central storage facility. This server provides files to the user by using FTP protocol. So file server will use FTP protocol to send and receive the files, to transmit the files. Web server. So web server provides central storage facility for storing web pages or websites. So web server stores the web pages and it provides the web pages to user using HTTP protocol, hypertext transfer protocol. So see here, web pages are given to the user by using HTTP protocol, that is hypertext transfer protocol. Email server. So this is the server which provides central storage facility for storage of the emails of number of users. So number of users emails can be stored at email server. This server provides emails to the user by using SMTP protocol. So how the emails are transferred and received? By using SMTP protocol, simple mail transfer protocol. Database server. As the name indicates that this server provides central storage facility for storage of database, that is information of user or anything. This server allows the user on the network to access the shared databases, to access the shared data. Okay, so that is database server. Print server, this server manages one or more printers over the network. It accepts and processes the print request. So print server will accept the print request and process the print request from any user in the network. Name server, or we call it domain server. This server translates the name of the PC into network address. So here PC name can be translated into network address by the name server. This allows different computers on the network to communicate with each other. So different computers can communicate with each other because of name server. Okay, from this what we can understand? We understand that once there is only one server and number of clients in client server model. So I will show you, there is only one server and number of clients in client and server model. Okay, also we can understand that server can become a client but client cannot become a server. Okay, now we will see the advantages and disadvantages of client server model. Number one, we can get the backup of data. Yes or no? So client server model is used to give the backup of data. Second, it provides the security to the user because this model allows only authentic persons, reliable persons to access the network. Okay, so here only authentic persons means the person who has the password, username, only that person can use the network. Other person cannot use the network without having the name and password. It also provides network management very easily. So here there is no need of a person to manage the network. The server can manage all network. Disadvantages, it is difficult to install. So client and server model is very difficult to install. Second, the installation cost of client server model is high. So its cost is very high due to server. And if server fails, the network fails. This is the main drawback, okay, of client and server model. So here we have completed client and server model. Okay, now we will see next four type, that is workstation computer. The workstation computer is a powerful desktop computer. So it is also a powerful desktop computer. Again, the personal computer is also a powerful desktop computer. And these are designed to meet the computing needs, calculating needs of engineers, architects, and other professionals who requires greater processing power, large storage capacity, and better graphics display. So, what is a workstation computer? It is a powerful desktop computer and it is designed to fulfill the needs of engineers, architects, other professionals who requires high processing power, large memory area for storing, and also better graphics display quality. Okay, so workstation computer has all these facilities and it is mainly used for the four main applications. Number one, CAD. So workstation computer is used in CAD, computer aided designs, for making the designs of car, automobile, buildings, etc. Simulation. It is a complex scientific and engineering problem. It is used to solve the complex and scientific engineering problems. Means here simulation is nothing but designing a real-time model for any device. For example, if I want to design a car, I directly do not design the car, but I design its model and perform the experiments on this model. So this model, performing model and performing experiments on that model is called simulation. Okay, third, visualization. This is related to the graphics display facility. So as we know that workstation computer provides better display graphics facility. Next, number four, multimedia. So multimedia is related to generally games, entertainment, and what we can say animation, audio, video, etc. So here the workstation computer is mainly used in multimedia for all these purpose. Okay, a workstation computer looks like mainly like a PC and it is used by one person at a time. So see here, workstation computer also looks like a PC, and it is used by only one person at a time. Now, following are the characteristics which differentiate the workstation from personal computer. Number one, processing power. Just now I have told you the processing power of workstation computer is very large, very high, and that is 5 to 10 times larger than that of the personal computer. Second, storage capacity. Storage capacity of personal computer is also large as compared to personal computer. Why? See here, main memory storage capacity of workstation computer is 0.5 GB to few GB, whereas personal computer main memory storage is capacity is tens or hundreds of megabytes. So you can imagine here, main memory of workstation computer is in gigabytes, whereas personal computer it is in megabytes. Okay. Secondary hard disk storage capacity of workstation computer is several tens of GB, whereas personal computer have few GB. It's tens of GB and it's few GB. So this is the difference in the speed of workstation computer and what we can say personal computer. Number third, display facility. So most workstation computers have large screen, that is 21-inch or more than that. Okay, whereas the screen size of personal computer is small, that is 19 inch or less than that. Okay, this is the screen size of personal computer. Next, number four difference is for processor design. So personal computer uses CPU based on sys technology. Sys means complex instruction set computers. So here instructions are complex and large number of instructions are used for constructing personal computer. But the workstation computers CPUs are based on RISC, that is reduced instruction set. So the instruction set of the workstation computer is very simple and less in numbers. Okay, so that's why RISC is faster as compared to CISC. Okay, second, what we can say, so which RISC technologies are used in workstation computer? Alpha, RIOS, Spark, and PASS RISC. So these are the what we can say RISC technology used in workstation computer. Okay. Next, operating system. Generally, PCs run on 5 major operating system: MS-DOS, Windows NT, Linux, and Unix. But nowadays, we are not using MS-DOS for what we can say, yes, what we can say for workstation computer. Okay. So next, for workstation computer, so which operating systems are used? Unix, AIX, Solaris, and HPUX. So these are the what we can say operating system used at what workstation computer. Next, NIC. So NIC means network interface card. This card comes inbuilt in workstation computer, but in personal computer the user has option whether he wants or not do not want the what NIC means network interface card. Okay, and workstation computers generally cost from few lakhs of rupees to few tens of lakhs of rupees. So few lakhs of rupees to rupees is the cost of what workstation computer, whereas personal computers starts from few thousands to few hundreds to few thousands of lakhs of rupees. Okay, so this is the difference in cost. The manufacturers of workstation computers are IBM, DEC, HP, and what we can say Silicon Graphics. So these are the different manufacturers of workstation computers: IBM, DEC, HP, Silicon Graphics. So I will show you, this is the workstation computer. Thank you very much.